Listen up, Earth Angels. Solutions fall into your lap when you just relax. Let me read you this excerpt from this really good book, Middlesex. All right. According to an ancient Chinese legend, one day in the year 2640 BC, Princess Si Ling Chi was sitting under a mulberry tree when a silkworm cocoon fell into her teacup. When she tried to remove it, she noticed that the cocoon had begun to unravel in the hot liquid. She handed the loose end to her maidservant and told her to walk. The servant went out of the princess's chamber and into the palace courtyard and through the palace gates and out of the forbidden city and into the countryside a half-mile away before the cocoon ran out. In the West, this legend would slowly mutate over time, over 3 millennia, until it became the story of a physicist and an apple. Either way, the meanings are the same. Great discoveries, whether of silk or gravity, are always windfalls. They happen to people loafing under trees. I love, oh my God. And isn't that the gosh darn truth? I know you might be someone who is in a moment right now where you're trying to figure it out. Ooh, you're trying to make it happen. You're trying to use the power of your will and your determination and your smarts and your drive to force a solution. And Spirit is calling you to sit, just relax, and it's going to fall into your lap. All right, let's talk about this. I'm a transformation specialist, sovereignty coach, and ex-lawyer, and I empower women, leaders, and creators to unleash their true selves, walk in purpose as divine disruptors, and create the life of their dreams. So yeah, I know that you're a person who's trying to make things happen, because I'm that person and you guys are just a reflection of me. And so, yeah, I am in a season right now where I'm like, how's it going to work out? I really don't know, actually. I trust that it will. I have this vision that it will. I know the how isn't up to me, but I'm still a human. I'm still at least in this human vessel. And the humans, they like to know. They like to have all of the information to feel safe. They like to know all the little steps, and they try to, micromanage, control the timing, all of the details of making something happen. And Spirit is asking you to just relax, babe, and let it fall into your lap. A windfall. A windfall is a sudden, unexpected stroke of luck or money. It's also what happens when the wind sweeps fruit off of a tree, right into your lap. And so that story was about how they discovered silk by a woman, a princess, who was just sitting under a tree drinking a cup of tea, and a silkworm fell into her cup. And she was like, what is this? And as it hit the liquid, it started to unravel. And she was like, what is this? And that's how they discovered silk. Not because they were like, we need a fabric that's strong and hard and durable and sustainable or whatever. It happened by accident. It just fell into her lap. Similarly, we say that Isaac Newton was just sitting under a tree drawing or something, and an apple fell. And that helped him formulate the theory of gravity, upon which a lot of other stuff has been, built, probably like aerodynamics and I don't know, like astrophysics and stuff, probably a lot of things. But it happened on accident. It didn't happen because he was like studying super hard and doing experiments and asking all these people. He was just sitting under a tree and it fell into his lap. That's how it's going to be for you too, and for me. So I know I'm in this period where I'm really good at making it happen, at doing the things I need to do to create reality. But I'm so good at it that I've done all the things. And so now the only thing left to do is to sit back and relax. We're being called back into sacred stillness, to just sit, be still, be a little quiet, maybe quiet your mental chatter. You're trying to figure it out, and just let it fall into your lap. The inspiration, the opportunity, the possibility that you couldn't figure out if you like, tried to force yourself if you tried. It's crazy because I was also like, I don't know why, but I got the urge to watch the movie Holes. I'd, seen it when I was a kid, and I really loved it, and I feel like it's one of the movies that it's like very true to the book. So great. And Billy hadn't seen it before. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have to watch Holes. And if you haven't seen that, it starts with Stanley Yelnats, the fourth. He's just walking, and a pair of sneakers fall into his hands. He's like walking under a bridge, and a pair of sneakers fall into his hands. And he's like, what? Hold on. Oh, salud. Anyway, the sneakers fall into his hands, and it seemingly starts off a series of events that eventually, at first it starts off, they think he's stolen the sneakers, so he gets sent to this camp in the desert where they dig holes, and he's a really unlucky person. He comes from this family of people who were cursed by their great 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 grandfather, who didn't fulfill his promise to a witch who was played by Eartha Kitt. I'm so excited. I'm like stumbling over my words. Oh my gosh. I had forgotten. Eartha Kitt is Madame Zeroni in fucking Holes. Okay. Anyway. So their, dirty, good for nothing, pig stealing great great grandfather betrayed Madame Zeroni, as played by Eartha Kitt. And so he and his family were cursed. And so all of the Yelnats men, they are cursed with bad luck throughout their life. So Stanley Yelnats, who is played by Shia LaBeouf, and his father, who is played by Henry Winkler, just like all-star cast. Yeah, the dad is a failed inventor. He's trying to come up with a solution to cure smelly foot odor. And it never works. So they're poor and they can't make rent. And, then Stanley, gets caught up with these like shoes, and they say he stole it, and they don't have money for a lawyer. So he goes to this camp. Anyway, it turns out that that was the key to breaking the curse. And eventually those shoes falling into his hands led to his fortune. And so once the curse was broken, not only, did Stanley's luck start to change, his father's luck also changed. So the father was, trying to work on the odor stopping solution that he's been working on for decades. And he accidentally knocked some pickles into the solution that he's working on. And that's it. He had some it was like peaches and onions. Oops, spoiler alert, sorry. But yeah, it was this combination that he didn't intentionally try. It fell into the pot. And that was the solution. The shoes fell into Stanley's hand, and indirectly, in a way his logical mind could not have orchestrated, it led to not only his own fortune being turned around, but the fortune of his entire lineage. His father, his grandfather, him, his friends, his mother. All because he was open to receiving what just fell out of the sky. He was baffled why these shoes fell out of the sky and onto him. And it seemed like a curse. At first, he attributed it to the curse, the Yelnats curse. But through no intentional action of his own, other than kind of following his heart, he ended up breaking the curse that had plagued his family for years, unintentionally. And that changed his whole life and the life of his family. So that's how it is. Be it silk or gravity or, like stinky foot odor stoppers. What is that called? Odor eliminators? I don't know. Or a sudden unexpected windfall of money that has your name on it. All you got to do is sit down, chill out, loaf about under a tree. I myself, I spend a lot of time outside, but I don't sit under trees. I have this weird fear of ticks. And I'm like really afraid that a tick is going to fall into my hair. And I'm like never going to know it's there. And then I'm going to get Lyme's disease. And I'm just already so tired. I'm a projector. Baby girl needs her sleep. Okay. I'm sleeping for my ancestors who could not. And so I can't afford to get some autoimmune thing that makes me even more sleepy. Anyway, the advice is still the same. Go relax. Stop trying to make it happen. Stop trying to force it into existence. I know you're good at figuring it out. I know you're so creative, but spirit, the universe, God is even more creative. And they're not limited by human logic. Nature is not limited by human logic or understanding. So listen, I think LSD was also discovered very accidentally. I'm sure lots of things, all of our best things were probably discovered on accident. We were trying to do something else, and then we figured out the thing. And so sometimes we can get attached to the idea that we have to make it happen. We have to figure it out first, and then believe that it's possible. But I think you just have to, I don't even think you actually have to believe it's possible. You just have to relax. You got to do even less than that, even less than believing, because sometimes that can be hard for people who have been taught that it's silly or childish or unwise to believe in something you can't see in this 3D reality. And so you don't even have to believe. You just got to sit and relax with your teacup. You just have to sit out in nature and wait for an apple to fall. You just gotta go about your day doing what you're doing and wait for a pair of shoes to fall on you. You just gotta be going about your business, making your little potions until the right ingredients accidentally get spilled into the solution and the solution appears. It's going to be easier than you think. I'm telling you because I'm reminding myself, it's going to be easier. You don't have to figure it out. You've already done your part of the co-creation. You've articulated the vision. You've taken inspired action. And now, sit down. Be still. Wait for it to fall into your lap. Ah! Powerful. Well, my darlings, I've delivered the message. I've been doing it so well for like a week straight. Wonder what this means. Am I trying too hard? Oh, probably. Just relax. I think that's the message. Okay. So just relax. You don't even have to do all the calling in the spirits and doing the thing. You've done all the manifestation. You've done the scripting. You've done the mirror work. You've done the inspired action. You've done the planning. You've you've done all you can. And so now you just got to chill, babe. You got to relax. You got to go sit under a tree. You got to receive. You got to open up, be still, and receive. Okay, my darlings. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, share with someone who you think needs this message. If you want a personal reading from me or to work with me in other ways, or just, to sow a seed into your queen, head on over to my website, seelikesheba.com, and go back and check out some of these episodes, babe. They work as standalone, like as an oracle card kind of thing, but also there's a common thread that weaves them all together. And yeah, stick with me, kid, and you'll see how I became the woman who went from easily receiving $5,000 every month to effortlessly receiving $100,000 every single month. And I did that because I know how to relax, babe. Be still and just let it fall into my lap. Powerful. Love it. So if a windfall is coming into you, if you're certain of that, if you are, you've articulated that vision and now you are just trusting that the divine is bringing it to you in perfect timing, leave me an apple emoji or a worm emoji in the comments, okay? Ooh, yeah, because the windfall's coming. You've done everything. And so now the universe is like, do you trust me? Oh, it's giving Aladdin. It's giving, what's that song? Trust in me. Trust in me in all you do. Have the faith I have in you. Love will see us through if only you trust in me. Why don't you trust me? Yeah. So I think that's you singing that to you, me singing it to myself, and spirit, God, the universe, singing it to us through me. So you're welcome. All right, my darlings, I love you so much. I'm going to get some of this pasta that my beloved, amazing husband just made for me. And I didn't have to do anything. I just let it fall into my lap. So just let it fall into your lap. Relax and receive. All right, Earth Angels, I love you so much. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Love you. Bye.